I want Óscar Isaac to blank me in the blank. It's like a Mad Libs. I want Óscar Isaac to hold me in the study.
Study.
It was great. Look, it was a little difficult to see my man kiss somebody else. But it's just you gotta give up control.
What's gonna last?
Finnpoe.
That's enduring.
Finnpoe.
Can't be stopped.
No, cannot be stopped. You literally meet them in the movie together, like, all the time. You know, they've done several missions, you know. And the time it's been between 8 and 9, they've really been, spending some good time with each other.
To understand.
Yeah, to understand.
And right now there's also Baby Yoda, so it's be like the younger kids would like. Yeah.
Don't kill it.
On to a more romantic part of the film. The fans can suspect that Finn likes Rey, also Poe likes Rey, and Kylo Ren. Why? Why is that happen? Why is she so special?
I mean, that forehead?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful forehead.
It's a beautiful forehead. The buns.
Yeah, the buns are great.
Yeah.
She has a way with a lightsaber.
Yeah, well, she's cool. I just thought there was much more.
Romance between you two, right?
That's what I thought you were. Mm-hmm. For.
What was it like to work with each other on set?
Much like it is interviewing us right now. We just can't really take anything too seriously.
And last and final question. This is for the time.
Rose? Rose Busted?
Close. Someone that has equally luscious hips.
Oh, that's your bum.
Come on, you know
Oh, my bro.
Come on, you know that, John. Don't pretend.
Hey,
You know whose cheeks those are.
that's Oscar's bum for sure.
Absolute natural chemistry with him. I immediately felt very connected to him. I remember it was an audition, and the two of us just like did that first scene back to back, butt to butt, just like doing the scene together, practicing it in this room. And like it was just like immediately all kind of artifice, and everything just collapsed, and there was like an intimacy that was very just like there. And I think the fact that neither of us shied away from that while we were shooting as well, I think it just was like these are two guys that, he's happy being intimate with each other emotionally. Personally, I kind of hoped and wished that maybe that would have been taken further in the other films, but I don't have control of it. It seemed like a natural progression, but it's still, sadly enough, it's like it's a time when people are too afraid. In other news, Óscar Isaac is still inexplicably extremely hot to me. A giant lesbian. Oh, thank you.
Worldwide domination, man. Congrats.
I appreciate it very much.
It was the start of a beautiful friendship. Subsequently, of course, there was a lot of speculation and interest in the possibility that this could be a romantic connection between the two characters. Of course, that's been, and you actually said how you would have liked to see that go down.
It was an interesting opportunity. Yeah,
Right.
It could have been nuts.
Yeah, it would have been crazy.
Yeah, a little kiss with the explosion in the background. I mean, come on.
I'm scared. I can't see anything. There's so much sand.
Where do we find Finn and Poe's relationship in this final installment?
In bed.
Emotionally speaking, figuratively, contractually speaking.
But Finn and Poe have spent a lot of time with each other between The Last Jedi and this movie, going off on missions. A lot of time.
Now, it seems like there might have been a little bit of a love triangle going on with Finn and Rey and Rose.
If you add Poe there as well, as a love triangle.
Very complicated.
Very complicated. We've got a few aliens that have been looking at Finn a certain type of way, so I don't know if they want to add their names to the list. But yeah, it's a love pentagon, man. It's just there's a lot
Is
going
Finn
on.
the galaxy's most eligible bachelor?
I think he is. Period. Point blank. Finn is single and willing to mingle. So.
How do you feel about people shipping Finn and Poe? Are you cool with that?
Oh, I'm cool with it, babe. I think that there is a deep connection between the two of them. There's a deep connection between me and John. And I think that ended up working out really well, particularly in the new film. We get to work together a lot. You really get to see Finn and Poe figuring stuff out together. They're on missions together. There's a lot of camaraderie. There's tension. There's fights, as people that are very close have now and then. Ultimately, they believe in each other, and they're a team. Along with Ray, who's the MVP, you know, who's the most incredible, the badass fighter there. As a performer, I can only do so much because I don't get to write the scripts, other than say, I would think that would be a great way for the story to go in a much more original one, but I think that at least what we can say is that it holds that potential.
Me and Oscar have this running joke of him saying crystal critters all the time. And he always puts his chin up like this and says, crystal critters, crystal critters, crystal critters, crystal critters. And I do a warm-up with him before he went on set to film with the crystal critters that you see in The Last Jedi. Oscar is very dashing, and sometimes I do copy him. So we had a good old time with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go over here.
I want John Boyega to explore my guts. Nah, girl, I'm Christian, you know.
Got like a procedure, like medically?
Yeah, I think, yeah, because...
like she has I
think that bypass.
Gastritis?
Okay.
So,
Is the secret that Finn's like shirtless this entire film? What's going on?
I wish Poe was topless.
Is Óscar Isaac's Poe Dameron, the very dreamy, handsome, beautiful Óscar Isaac.
Gosh, man.
And what I love about Star Wars in general, what I love about you two guys is you meet and like it's 20 seconds later and you feel like you guys have known each other your entire lives.
Yeah.
There's instinct on each other your entire lives.
Yeah.
There's instant chemistry.
Yeah.
So Óscar Isaac is a real person that we all love. It's a stupid question, but what was it like working with Óscar Isaac? He's a pretty cool guy.
Honestly, it's hard looking away from his face because, good Lord, is he handsome. But apart from that, I mean, Oscar's a cool guy, very laid back, very funny and charming, and we had a natural relationship when we met during the casting process of doing those scenes. Even though Finn and Poe meet each other, and then the next second they're in danger, there was time to feel danger. There was time to feel like these.
Can you tell us about the highlights of this one? This film?
I think really the war.
I'd say the stars. So between those two things, I mean,
but what I mean by the war is like the sequence of the resistance going up against the First Order. Got that out.
Previously, this film felt like it had a lot more of an explicit, defined romantic relationships. Was that? Did you feel that as well, or is that something maybe that I just picked up on?
No, I mean, I'd say definitely you get the sense that Poe and Zori had a romantic past. Yeah.
Was that something that like you found interesting to delve into with Poe, or is that something that you kind of always he's quite an ambiguous, loose, flirtatious character?
Yeah. No, I did like that we were getting to see a bit more color of where he came from, what his past was. But I do think you're right. He's also a guy that's, he's a mover and a shaker.
Yeah. I feel like he's quite an interesting foil for all the other characters because he is so much himself all the time.
Yeah, and so far it's been more of a subtextual kind of maybe romantic relationship with Finn a bit, and now this was kind of a more explicit one for the past.
Did you feel like, for you, taking on this character who is very ambiguous, do you feel like you need that in the script in order to play the character a certain way, or do you kind of just embody that?
I think I've just been embodying that to a certain extent. I think it was something that naturally came out with the chemistry with John and those two characters in particular. I think that there were some interesting things that could have happened that maybe didn't, explicitly so. But yeah, I think often the subtextual stuff is a bit more fun to play.